Alright, this video is called David is Finally a Suspect. Let's watch this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so according to latest reports, it appears as though that David is finally being considered as a potential suspect by investigators in the death of Celeste Rivas. And of course, all of us knew that
Took about a few months too long for that, but here we go.
this was a long time coming for many months now. I mean, with the overwhelming amount of evidence that we've all saw across social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, hundreds of news publications, I mean, we all knew this day was coming. And of course, people in the comments are saying, this gotta be rage bait at this point, because I mean, why did it take this long? Literally, Thanksgiving is what, like 5 days away, and she was killed, what, back in late August? Early September is when we all found out about this. Another person said, potential suspect. If y'all don't just arrest him already. Like, other people are saying, why was he at least not been arrested? Having a relationship with a minor, a missing one at that. Well, I'm not entirely sure about that. My guess is that in order to criminally charge him for that, they need like substantial, hard, concrete proof that it was a relationship, although we all know that it likely was. I'm not entirely sure if the photos or videos of Celeste and David,
Regardless of if it's a sexual relationship, still having a relationship, a romantic relationship with a minor is fucked up. That's weird.
being together, and the implications of all that is enough in court to charge him criminally for that. But I believe they can definitely,
And not to mention, if you have any type of romantic relationship with a minor, as a 20-year-old person, or however old he is, I know he's over 20, that makes you a pedophile.
at the very least, get him on kidnapping charges for sure. Another person said it took him months to finally come to this conclusion. Yeah, honestly, again, very wild times we're living in. However, as according to this latest publication by the New York Post, they say David being eyed as suspect in death of teen whose body was found in rapper's Tesla trunk. Report. David is being eyed as a suspect in
Rapper? They called him a rapper? He's not a rapper, right? Isn't he a singer?
the death of
Who wrote this?
teen Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose severely decomposed
Not
body
that I
was
care,
discovered
but
2 months ago in the back of the rapper's Tesla, according to a new bombshell report. Police are also probing Hernandez's death as a possible homicide, sources told TMZ, though the medical examiner has yet to make an official ruling while toxicology results are pending. Investigators are, and I quote, looking at David as a suspect, end quote, in the tragic case of Hernandez after her body was found wrapped in plastic on September 8th, the day after she would have turned 15, sources told the outlet. And then here they show a picture of David and someone who looks like Celeste. I don't believe this is Celeste, by the way. Remember, there was another girl, I believe, named Celeste that looked just like Celeste, but she was actually like 20 years old. Yeah, guy was obviously obsessed with the younger Celeste, but he knew he couldn't really have her out in public like that, so I don't know. It's weird.
What? Celeste. What the fuck?
Here's a little more info from TMZ themselves. They always have their own sources and their own whistleblowers, so they're going to be telling us more about this case right now.
Law enforcement sources with direct knowledge tell us that David is being viewed as a suspect in the Celeste Rivas Hernandez death. One of our sources claimed that the police investigation revealed around spring of 2025, David took a trip in the middle of the night to a remote area in Santa Barbara County, and he remained there for several hours. We have not double-sourced that information, and it's also unclear why a spring trip would be on the police's radar. We're also told that they're viewing Celeste's death as a homicide, even though the medical examiner has not determined a cause of death yet. As far as we know, there is no paperwork classifying David as a suspect, but again, as one of our sources tell us, they are looking at him as a suspect. We have reached out to David's team, and so far we have not gotten a word back.
So obviously, David is going to be the #1 prime suspect in this case. How could he not? Unless you people believe he's some kind of member of some shadow organization.
I'm sorry, but this guy is the most goofy looking person I've ever seen. Why is he always wearing a damn fucking star pimple patch on his fucking face? Like, what are we doing here?
Oh my god, bro.
Illuminati, Freemasons type shit, where you believe he's going to be just as protected as the
Freemasons type
politicians and the celebrities attached to the Jeffrey Epstein files are in this case, involving Celeste Rivas Hernandez's own death. Unless he's a part of the big elites, I think he's cooked. Additionally, according to this report, this latest report by TMZ, they say David was living in the Hollywood Hills in a rental home. Cops searched the property for blood evidence, and his Tesla was abandoned on a nearby street and towed to an impound lot where Celeste's body was later found in the front trunk, of which we all already know. Celeste's body was decomposing when it was found.
Did we ever find out why the vehicle was towed? Wasn't it like left somewhere? I don't remember.
Plastic bag back in early September, and based off what I heard from a different source, they were saying Celeste's death could result in only minor charges, no pun intended, charges after her body was found wrapped in plastic in David's trunk.
Minor charges? The fuck?
The charges after her body was found wrapped in plastic in David's trunk. Now, I'm not entirely sure why they would say minor charges. As to us and everybody in the public can obviously see that David is numero uno when it comes to being a suspect. But according to this article by the New York Post, they said it's because Los Angeles cops say they have yet to uncover a serious crime. So I'm just going to come out and say that obviously over the last
So this man is dating a child. And this child comes up murdered in his vehicle. Cut to pieces, by the way. Also frozen and put in a plastic bag. And they don't find a serious crime? I'm actually getting pissed off.
7 days, things have changed, as this was published on November 10th. Over the last week and a half, there have been updated reports, and now David appears to be a prime target by LAPD now. Officially, someone said, but he is still walking around as a free man. They've been pursuing this case for months, no arrest or anything. I'm confused at this point. Same here, and I just gotta say, if this were anybody else, literally anybody else, fail to see how they would still be a walking man, free to roam around, fly everywhere.
If this was a normal person, depending on what state they are in, they would get the death penalty, or they'd be put in prison for the rest of their entire life. But because this is a rich man that has influence on some people, they're hesitant to do anything about it.
Enjoy all the luxuries of the world. Additionally, according to ABC News, they say, according to sources, the girl's body was dismembered, and the process of dismembering and disposing of her body is believed to have likely involved more than one person. Mind you, the term dismembered is likely associated with the natural decomposition of the body. I don't think somebody actually hacked her body apart, but because they stuffed her body in plastic, wrapped it in plastic, and then stuck it in a trunk for months, the body slowly started to melt over all that time, essentially. They also say investigators have been in contact with multiple people they believe were involved in the case in some way, sources said. Additionally, investigators said they believe the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner will determine the cause of death soon, which will be critical in making an arrest, determining charges, sources said. Additionally, on Twitter, it seems as though that people are saying they got a citizen notification, and the citizen app is for like notifications for crimes in your area. So this one person on Twitter said, got a citizen notification that David is finally being considered as a suspect. Hope that's true, because there's no way he's innocent. So yeah, it seems as though that they're even reporting this stuff on the Citizens app. That's crazy. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this? Somebody in the comment section said, never trust a man who paints his fingernails.
All right. It's a little much.
Listen, man, I got no dog in the fight. I don't paint my fingernails, but I'm not gonna,
I used to. Probably going to start doing it again soon, but making me rethink my life choices, bro.
I got nothing against guys who paint their fingernails. I'm just saying, like, there does appear to be certain behaviors attached to guys, I suppose, who, in this case, like David, paint their fingernails black. Somebody said, in the back of my mind, and that's a song from David, you fried and getting 25 to life. Other comments in the comment section are like, yeah, obviously, you know, he's a suspect. Like, listen, I'm not gonna act like I'm a police officer, investigator, or FBI agent. I don't know how certain jurisdictions go about their procedures and logistics, processes, and ways of sorting out cases. I have no personal experience with that, but all I will say is, hopefully the LAPD, they don't drop the ball. I'm not entirely sure if the FBI is involved in this, but hopefully the investigators on this case know exactly what they're doing. Hopefully the DA don't drop the ball. Hopefully detectives don't drop the ball. Hopefully they don't charge him with things that they cannot prove in court, because that has happened in the past and has literally messed up so many cases. Essentially just allowing certain criminals to escape from the charges they should have actually got. But yeah, guys, thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this? Officially, David is now a suspect. That's one step in the right direction. Anyways, hope you guys found this.
I think this
latest
motherfucker
update
should be in prison for the rest of his life. Okay, next. Chat. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, and like and subscribe. I'll see y'all later.